bush. So, here we are, my man. I'm Garth, I'm your local carpet and upholstery cleaner, and this is Chris Dalzell, aka the Tattooed Santa.
That's right.
Welcome, buddy.
Cheers.
And we're going to go behind the beer and the banter.
Lovely.
So, thanks for coming on, buddy.
No worries.
I usually just do like a wee start, middle and end format. You know, we'll go right back to where you were born and bred. And then we'll work through. But we're going to start today's wee show off a little different because I believe you have a special shout out that you'd like to get in
Yes.
early. If you'd like to tell a little background about Linda.
Yeah. So this year I want to dedicate the Christmas dinners and the toy appeal this year to Linda Howell, who sadly passed away last week, Wednesday the 26th of November, 2 days before her 75th birthday.
Wow.
Linda for the last couple of years had been helping me under the table with the dinners with a few donations here and there, and wanted to stay anonymous, didn't want anyone knowing she was helping me. But yeah, helped me, and then she was sadly diagnosed with terminal cancer, and it shows you the type of person she was, because through her dealing with the diagnosis of the cancer, she was messaging me saying, look Chris, I don't want anything for my birthday or for my Christmas this year. I want all my friends and family, and I keep telling them that all I want them to do is donate to your Tattooed Santa appeal.
Wow.
To help as many people as possible, even up to a few days before she sadly passed away. She was messaging me, and on the Friday of her birthday, so the 28th of November, her family had messaged me to say, look, Mum sadly passed away on Wednesday, but all she was saying to us was, we want you to put it out there about the Tattooed Santa and help him help as many people as possible. So this year, totally everything's going to be dedicated to her in her memory.
Yeah, very good.
So it shows you so much about the type of person she was. She was going through all that, but yet she was still thinking of others. She was thinking about me, and
completely selfless.
Yeah, so it speaks volumes of her, and it honestly really touched me, and even to be mentioned during the funeral.
Powerful.
It was overwhelming, very overwhelming.
Yeah, well, that's a testament, you know, to Linda. But also, you know, it just goes to show how powerful your acts of kindness are. That on a dying woman's lips, she was touched, you know, by your acts. So it's a testament to you too, buddy. That.
Yeah.
So we are going to go behind the beer and the banter, buddy.
Yeah.
We're going to go right back to where were you born and bred?
Ulster Hospital in Donald.
Yes, so you're a stone throw from here.
Yeah.
Very
Raised,
good.
brought up in Bangor.
Yes.
I moved about during the late teens, etc. I moved about a bit, and I've been all over the place, but preferably brought up in Bangor. And
what age are you now?
I'll be 40 next month, 40 on the
You would
27th
remember
of January.
Bangor in its heyday. You know,
Yeah,
do you remember
yeah.
the harbour when it was just a beach?
Yeah.
See, I wouldn't remember that.
And the old KFC and all. And
Yeah.
The KFC at the High Street, 'cause remember you used to go there,
Yes.
get the 3 chicken wings for 99p. You know, when you were out drinking, when you were down the pier drinking, you weren't supposed to be.
Yep. I know all about it. Because and then the Queen's Parade is being regenerated at the moment, so you'll have seen the full circle, the heyday, you know, as it is currently, you know, charity shops and coffee shops, and you know, high rates and all that jazz. But then you'll get to see it. It's the heydays are coming back. Because it's weird for me, because I didn't grow up in Bangor,
Right.
You know, I grew up in Antrim. So see, when you're like a blow-in and you live in a different town, you don't have all those, you know, nostalgic memories. You know?
Of course.
But the childhood, what was the crack? You know,
great childhood.
Fucking, what would you have, like a Commodore 64 or a Spectrum or a
bit of everything. Yeah, we were very lucky. Like, my parents both worked very, very hard, had really good jobs.
Brilliant.
My dad was a mechanic.
Yes.
My mum was a home help within the community, so
Very good.
travelling about, and there was 5 of us. I'm the middle child, so I have kind of middle child syndrome.
Yes.
So I was kind of the mischief spawn and always up to no good, and used to go out with my mates when I was 14, 15, get drunk and come home, and my mum kind of knew I was drunk, or
she turned a wee blind eye for.
Yeah, she was. She wasn't happy with it, but
no, it was different back then though. It's kind of like my best mate growing up. You know, my mum would have given me and him a wee Christmas, like. She would have given us a wee bottle of beer or something, and she would have said, "Don't tell Alistair, don't tell your mum, don't tell Pamela."
Yeah,
we were fucking straight up to Pamela's.
Yeah.
She had to give us a wee bottle of beer, and she'd be like, "Garth, don't tell Agnes."
No.
Fucking normal,
But
it was different then. It was different back in the day. Like it was, you know, you went to the pub with your man, Dan, and fucking they give you money for the pool table and a glass of coke, and you sat in the corner and fell asleep while they, you know, socialised. Like. It's it's different times. I'm by my nature I'm so nostalgic. I see even the bad times I romanticize about them, like it was good or something. But no, the good times, like I don't know if it's, you know, children nowadays, you know, technology has a lot to answer for. It's a blessing and a curse. But no, I remember back in the day, like especially at Christmas. Hooking through the house for presents. Do you ever do that? Like
I remember one year I woke up. I was downstairs in the house in the bedroom, obviously upstairs and downstairs, but I was sleeping downstairs, and I kind of woke up out of bed, and opened the door and seen my mum taking stuff in. But I could have swore it was a box of Cocoa Pops. Honest to God, that's always stuck in my. And she was like, "Oh," I was like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "Oh, I'm putting stuff out here," because they were coming in from the garage. She was like, "Oh, get back to bed." And, I always just had it in my head. Oh, it was only Cocoa Pops. But when you actually think about it, why was my mum bringing a box of Cocoa Pops in the living room? So I don't know where that came from. Probably still half asleep, but yeah.
Yeah, no, as kids, you live in a different planet. Do you know what I mean? It never clicked at all. Whereas as an adult, you're prepping for all this stuff. You know. But no, I loved Christmas. You know, as a kid, like it's real. There is something magical about it, like. But there's nothing, you know, in adult life that matches, you know, sneaking down the stairs, like. You know, to go into your living room and the sofa's packed with toys, like, you know. But there was nothing special, like, you know, but it was just, you know, magical, you know what I mean? And then, you're off school too, obviously, which is a bonus. But we, you know, and then I remember one year we all got mountain bikes and stuff. Fuck, it was brilliant. Like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, Christmas Eve. You know, we all met up. You know, all the boys, like, we got our fucking mountain bikes. Jesus, we were fucking. We were cycling to Belfast and all, fucking barely get out of the estate. all these plans, mate. Fucking, we'll get the bikes, we'll fucking die. We're going to do this now. Fuck's sake. Fucking barely use the gears. But no, Christmas is so magical. Do you think, you know, that was maybe some kind of planted seed, you know, for you? You know,
it could have been, yeah. You know, I had great Christmases, was always spoiled and all, like, but up to the point where my mum and dad separated, like up to that stage, and it kind of lost all that there. But yeah, probably influenced, and it certainly influenced the type of person I am today, especially my own children. Yeah,
but you've kind of got like you know, selfish people and selfless people, like, you know what I mean? Were you always selfless, or did you kind of just wake up one day and go?
No, I'm a pleaser. I'm a real people pleaser. Like, I like to please people as best I can. Like, and don't get me wrong, I had my issues when I was a child and got up to no good and done things, but as we have spoken about, that's, you learn from that. You learn without doing that sort of thing. You got to
find out who you are.
Yeah, well, that's it. And it's just an experimental type of thing. But as soon as I had children, that's just where my mind completely just went bang and just completely changed.
Yeah,
especially
life's not about you anymore.
Yeah, and I always, the thing was, I remember even back when I was a young kid, 15, 16, I always wanted children, and I always wanted to get married, and then having a child, and then not only that, but having a child that was very unwell, who was constantly in hospital, dealing with all that, and then because she was so unwell, you were trying to make things extra special, not just Christmas, but the whole day. Everything special, and so I think that really had an impact on me as a person. And I've had the most development within myself since I had children, since Jessica was born almost 10 years ago. That's what really changed me and made me a far better person, without a doubt.
Yeah, and then that's obviously, there's no finish line there. You're still growing and developing. Because how long have you been doing the Secret Santa? 6 years?
6 years. 2020 was the first year. 2020. So this is the 6th. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So arguably, you're only warming up.
Yeah.
You're only, and do you have ambitions? Like this is what you do now, or you want to say, right? It's getting a bit much. Do you know what I mean?
No, see, I see the impact that it has on people,
and then you love that.
Yeah, just like, I can't bring myself to stop doing it because.
Yeah, could you imagine one year you're like, I can't do it.
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
Overwhelming.
Yeah, well, we did speak about it this year because obviously with numbers getting so high, we were like, how can we continue this? It was always self-funded. Yes, I had the likes of Linda and a few local businesses who who never wanted to put their names out there, secretly going, here, there's £100 help this year's Christmas dinners.
But ultimately,
it was all
how much were you spending?
Hard-earned I think last year it was about in and around £7,000.
Wow.
Between the toys and the Christmas dinner
stuff. Come out of your pocket?
Out of my own pocket, Wow. So I used to work 7 days a week, just have no days
off.
off.
Coming, so you're having to work.
Yeah.
You're maybe doing overtime in friggin' the end of summer.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just preparing, because as I said, getting to the Christmas week when you're cooking it all, if you don't have enough food, or I can't bring myself to let anyone down. I'd rather have too much and give all these people extra food to have extra meals rather than not have enough.
So say, you decided, I need a year off, I'll start it again next year. You wouldn't know what to be at.
No.
There would be a big hole missing, wouldn't there? Like?
Yeah, and we did contemplate that again this year.
Kind of
but
thing.
I sort of realised you lose momentum. Yes. Like at the minute, I've built so much momentum with this, growing this every year, and getting out there,
learning new skills as well. Like the organisation of
it. The organisation, preparing. I can prepare food within a restaurant, but trying to prepare on your own for 200 people, it's a completely different
thing.
Not
in a commercial kitchen.
No, it's all in my own house.
You're
cooking all them turkey up to 6 o'clock in the morning, 4.5 hours per turkey, and like even just getting the stuff peeled and then chopped and boiled and roasted, and with a Christmas dinner there's so much work involved within every part of it.
I remember, I think it was maybe 2 years ago, you got me in to clean your sofa.
Yeah.
And then I think that was the first time we ever met, and we were just having a bit of chit chat, and what I took away from that conversation was, you're not just cooking these meals, you're delivering a high quality, high end kind of restaurant quality. You're not just knocking up a few spuds and like, and the way you were telling me how you deliver them, how you package, it's all packaged separately, and it's all delivered correctly, and it's all I was just like, holy shit.
It's the quality of the food is exactly the same as I have on Christmas Day myself. And I am a real perfectionist, and
how long have you been a chef?
High standard. So I've been a chef since I was 15.
Wow.
So
and you're knocking these meals up to that standard.
Yeah. I went through, done chefing qualifications and all the MVQs, done all that, and started off at the very bottom. It was by coincidence that I started as chef. Actually, I was at KP in Quincy's in Bangor and Bloomfield.
Yes.
And I was obviously going to school. I went to Shanford College, and I was a wee bit mischievous. I don't exactly know what it was I'd done, but I got internally suspended for 45 days. And they made me sit outside the principal's office, Miss Rowe, outside her office, and I had to have my lunch breaks differently than everyone else. And I got through the first couple of hours and thought, I'm not able to do this for 45 days. So I took my tie off, my blazer off, because it was a burgundy blazer, put it into my bag, and we were in Tarview, or as I say, Shanford College, but it was in Corridor. And took everything off, and the principal's office was on the second floor, and you had to walk down past reception. So I walked down, ran out the front door, and started walking down the country lanes. And it just so happened one of the dinner ladies was driving past me and stopped and was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm done with school, that's me, I'm going home." I think this was in January, just before I turned 16. Got home, and because my mum and dad had separated, I was living with my dad down Central Street. Got home, and he was like, "Look, if you're leaving school, that's fair enough, but you're going to work full time then. At the time I had a part-time job in Quincy's as a dishwasher, as a KP they called it. So I was like, right, fine, got into work, and they promoted me then to starter chef, and then that's just how the whole, I was like, I really love this, and I worked down in the Royal Hotel, my brother's a chef down there. I'm one of 5, I have 3, 2 brothers, 2 sisters, but both of my brothers are chefs as well, even now.
Oh really?
Yeah, one's a chef in Jamaica and another runs a restaurant up in
so it's in the blood,
Stuart. Yeah, we're all.
It's in the blood.
Well, it was easy money back then. It was, and it was you were getting paid a lot of money because you were working a lot of hours. It was hard work. You were getting tips, so it was an easy way to get in and just start earning money. So that's how I got into it, and then went through my MPQs, got it, and just formulated from that. Bourbon is what made me as a chef. I worked in Bourbon for 5 years, up in Great Victoria Street next to Red Panda. It's now called Fratelli's. But I worked in there. We were catering on a Saturday night. We were doing 1,200 covers, so 1,200 people in one day. Like, so it was mad busy. But it really taught me so much, and the menu was constantly evolving and changing. And our executive chef at the time was Paul Caterson, who is the owner of Tribal Burger now in Belfast.
Oh, very good.
But he was good friends with Jamie Oliver in London, so it really formulated me as a chef being there. And
did you were cooking with Jimmy? Or?
Yeah, well, it turned out then in 2005 we done a bit of an exchange project, so we went over and cooked alongside Jimmy and his brigade of chefs in 15 in London. Yeah, and it was mad because I was literally standing chopping, and Jamie Oliver standing there working away with me and talking to me. It took so much time out to try and get to know you.
Yes.
And they were filming at the time for Combat Chef, so there was TV crews and all in. Great, but that massively developed me as a chef, and made me the chef I am today. Like, and
that's the quality.
Well, that's it.
That's being put into these meals. That's super cool, man.
Well, see, the first year we done this in 2020, I delivered the food hot on Christmas Day on my own plates and let everybody keep them. So it was only 8. How it all started was, I was supposed to have family come over, but with COVID and the restrictions came into place.
Ask you.
Yes.
How the fuck did this start?
So that's in 2020. I'd ordered loads of extra meat and all.
2020.
I was supposed to have family come over for food, and then Boris Johnson all of a sudden changed the lockdown restrictions, and you weren't allowed to mingle. Families weren't allowed to mingle.
Yep.
Family were supposed to come over from England, weren't able then to travel to see us. So I thought, I have 2 turkeys here.
You bought all the
2
food.
gammon. Everything was there. I was like, what am I going to do with all this? So I was like, I tell you what, I'll put a post up on Facebook, because if we're in this position, there must be people local to us who haven't been able to travel. And I was then contacted by loads of people in England and Scotland saying, well, my dad or my mum was supposed to come over to us and they can't now and they're in the house, could you deliver a meal? So I actually went out on Christmas Day with my kids in the back of the car, delivered them hot to the people. And one man always, and I tell everyone this, always stick to my head, was his daughter lived in Scotland, obviously supposed to come over, elderly gentleman, must have been 79, turned up at his door and he started crying, and he was that overwhelmed by the food coming. He brought me into his house and he had a tin of Heinz tomato soup sitting beside the microwave, and he said, you know, that's all I was eating today, because I wasn't going out buying shopping.
Christmas Day?
Yeah, I wasn't going out buying shopping because I thought I was going to Scotland. But not only that, I couldn't go to the likes of any supermarket because the restrictions in place, the one-way systems, the mask. He was like, I felt worried and scared to go shopping, so I didn't go and buy any food.
Especially that generation, you know.
Yeah, and that's what gave me the momentum to keep this going. Every time I think about maybe I shouldn't do this, I think just, how could I eat my Christmas Day dinner with my own family, knowing that there's a guy out there who possibly is like that, or a woman who's in that position where they've nothing in the house to eat, and
that really touched you.
Yeah. So it's what made me keep it going and build it.
That's the put the fuel in your belly.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It really pulled on my heartstring. Until you see something like that, it's all right even me telling you about this. But seeing until you physically go to somebody, and he's an elderly gentleman is crying in front of you saying, I wasn't eating today, and you've turned up at my door a full Christmas dinner on a big plate, more than what he would have needed. So he had sandwiches and all to make at night. He was like, you've made my day. Like, so, and that was just stuck. And the messages I got, because it was only 8 people, the messages I got from their family members, because a lot of these elderly people don't have social media, so they don't see it.
I know.
So it was their daughters or sons that seen my post,
Yeah.
and was there messaging saying, can you do that? And to be honest with you, a few of the people didn't even know I was turning up with a dinner, so it was a complete surprise. I just turned up on Christmas Day here, there's a full dinner for you, and I'm sure they were probably shocked with tattoos and all, but I think because of the act that I was doing, it kind of made them look past the tattoos.
That spoke for
yeah,
us.
yeah. They look past the tattoos.
Absolutely.
And doing this has really helped me change people's perceptions.
Yes.
I had a lot of people judge me because, who's this guy with all the tattoos? It was always affiliated with gangs, or you're in the paramilitaries, or you're doing something
you're
wrong. Yeah, but now that I'm doing this and I've been able to show so many people in the community that I could do all this. Yes, I'm covered in tattoos, but it doesn't make me a bad person. Yeah. And it doesn't affect anything that I'm doing. So it's really massively helped change perceptions in that.
And tell me this, if you don't mind me asking. Where did it all start? The tattoo thing?
The tattoo. I always wanted to be covered in tattoos.
Really?
Yeah. Not to this extent. I never thought. When I was 18, 19, I was always
wanted a tattoo.
I want
like
tattoos.
Guys,
yeah. And I want to get some body tattoos and all this and that. But as I discussed in the Jeremy Kyle show, because I was in the Jeremy Kyle show in 2019 because of the tattoos, it was a coping mechanism for me.
Okay.
So I always wanted children. Jessica was born.
Yes.
Constantly in hospital.
Premature.
I was working, had loads of issues. I was working as a chef at the time in Woolsey's. I was working from 10 o'clock in the morning till 10, 11 o'clock at night sometimes.
Yeah.
When my daughter's in hospital. So I sat my partner down at the time and said, look, I don't know what to do here. I don't want to be in work, because all I'm thinking about is how Jessica is, and I'm getting sick of coming up here in the morning, finding out information about Jess, going to work all day, then coming up at 11 o'clock at night, and you're telling me she's having a biopsy done tomorrow. They're putting tubes in her, they're doing this, they're doing that. And I'm going home to an empty house, nobody else in the house except for me, and that's all on my mind. I'm not sleeping and trying to continue with doing that.
Yeah.
We had obviously spoken about it, and it was decided that I needed to work, somebody needed to provide an income. So I agreed, right, you're totally right, I do need to work, although my heartstrings were pulling that I needed to be by her hospital bedside. I was there when I really, really needed to be, whether she was having surgery or if there was a big appointment, we were discussing the outcome of something. I was there, I had to be there for that. But as a father, all I wanted to do when I was looking at Jessica was take her pain away, and I couldn't do that. So Jessica would come home for respite for 3 days, and my way to cope was, right, I can't take your pain away, Jessica, but I can get my friend who owns a tattoo studio in Belfast, I'll pay him, he can close the studio for a day because he works on his own, come down to me, set up the bed. Jessica was lying on the sofa beside me with all the tubes and hooked up the machines, getting medicine pumped into her, and I just said to him, right, let's tattoo, and blast away. And I was getting tattooed at one stage for 8 hours 3 times a week when she was home.
And that was therapy for you?
Yeah, well, it was. I was
or
just.
You found it therapeutic, or
well, I was just,
release?
Yeah, I was just lying on that bed looking at Jessica the whole time, and it didn't seem to matter.
Your pain away?
Yeah,
take your mind off the pain.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't take her pain away. Not as it maybe sounds self-harm, but it was never a self-harm type of thing. No. But I couldn't take her pain away, but I could empathise with her and get pain on me to be able to look at Jessica and be able to say to her, look. Although she's very young,
you're going through,
yeah, you're going through all this, I'm going through all this, like we're on the same level, and it just got to the stage where the more sick Jessica got, I was saying to him, right, where's more painful? I was running out of spaces, but I was saying to him, right, where's more painful? Let's start doing this, let's start doing that, and it just formulated from that, and it just turned out, once you start getting a few tattoos, I just felt that it just didn't look right without just doing this. But it's all or nothing type of thing, and I'm my type of person, all or nothing. Yeah. So I was just like, I want to now go 100% tattooed. I want to.
Well, I tell you what, that sharing that would have broken down how many preconceived ideas that a stranger on the other side of the street may have had. I don't believe anybody, that wouldn't let you into a pub or wouldn't give you a job, but I don't think any of them seen that. That means that's where this all derived from, like.
Well, because it came from that and from her being so unwell, I never actually thought about the consequences. I never thought about walking down the street.
Enough on your plate.
Yeah, like there was one instance when Jessica was very young and my stepson Jamie was with me. We were walking down Bangor Main Street and we were walking down by where Chalmers used to be. It's now a funeral directors, and I'll never forget this. There was an elderly woman, maybe 50 or 60-year-old woman, walking up the other side of the road, and she crossed over the road. She came over to me and stopped me. She says to me, "I want your name and address. I want to take your details down." And I was shocked because I didn't know this woman. And I was like, "What do you mean?" She says, "I'm reporting you to social services. I'm getting them children taken off you because you should not be allowed to have children because you look like a monster." And I thought, what? And in front of the kids, in front of the children. Now I gave her my details and never heard anything of it.
Wow.
But it's that sort of stuff I never thought about. Going for jobs, like I've been for a number of jobs and they've said to me, "Look, you're more than qualified," but we just couldn't have. Not that the customers could possibly see me, but the fact that after work, after a shift was finished, people would see me walking out.
It's that. What do you call it? It's the preconceived ideas that people have with people with tattoos.
Yeah.
No, never mind, tattoos on the face.
Yeah.
I think it just amplifies it, the different preconceived, idea.
Yeah.
But how many people, I'm glad. See, one thing about this wee show, and it being called Behind the Beer and the Banter.
Yeah.
It's a behind, it's just another way of saying, it's a behind the curtain look. Do you know what I mean? So if anything goes out there from this wee show, what a behind the curtain look at the tattooed Santa like.
Yeah.
Like that story's, it's I feel like welling up, mate. That's touching, like, and I'm glad that we're going to get that out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? To see all this, that's all them preconceived ideas squashed.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's powerful. I'm glad we got that. I'm glad we got that out, actually.
And although I'm so, like I say, I'm 98% covered in tattoos. Although I can point to any tattoo I have on my body and remember who the tattooist was, when I got it done.
Something.
Yeah. Every single tattoo has a memory, so I can look at tattoos and think, well, I got that done when Jessica was starting to get a bit better, and or I got that tattoo done when Jessica was first diagnosed, or when she was seriously ill. Like, I remember all that. So,
what's your favourite tattoo
then? The tattoos on my back, without doubt. I always left my back as a blank canvas because it's such a big bit of skin.
Yeah.
So I have portraits of my two kids. One portrait of Jessica, a portrait of Hayley, and then I have the Cray twins, and the symbol of that is the Cray twins are looking over her, protecting the kids.
Yes.
They're my best tattoos, and they're the ones I'm most proud of. And
very good.
So but every single tattoo has a memory to me, and it's something that I'll be able to take to my grave. It's not going to go away. To me, that it has a massive part of my life. And
I know you have a friend who's a tattooist, but how much does it cost to get your whole body done? Like,
I probably spend. Well, I lost count. People always ask me how many tattoos you have, and I just say one. It's just one tattoo now. It's just formulated into one. But probably close to £50,000 in the space of 10 years. Yeah. A lot of money. Like, tattoos are expensive, and I get a tattoo. Like at the minute, I was tattooed last week because I get a tattoo a few years ago, and then it needs touched up again. So you have to go back and pay somebody, and sometimes so you're constantly getting them re-hit, and the red of my face and those flames, they've been done like 6 or 7 times now. They've been re-hit. Because they're just a facial tattoo, they're in your face, so you've just got to maintain them properly.
So where was the sorest?
The eyelids, without a doubt. See the eyelids,
really?
Yeah. And mainly because I actually got them done in Belfast. I drove up from Bangor, got them done, and a bit of the face work done, and then came out. When I was paying the tattooist, my eyes were a wee bit blurry. And I remember one of the other tattooists that was in the studio saying to the guy who tattooed me at the time, "You should have had the machine going a lot slower. Your machine was too fast, because if you hit the corner of the guy's eye, he can lose the sight of his eye." And I sort of thought, flip, I just had this done. And tattoos swell up and they're very, very painful after. I actually think tattoos are more painful during the healing process than getting them done.
Yeah.
Because they're sore, they're irritable, you're trying to wash them, clean them, they go itchy. But I came out of the tattoo studio and could not see. My eyes just swelled up that much I couldn't see. I got into my car, my phone had fallen out of my pocket. Honestly, I was stranded up there for 4.5 hours.
No way.
Luckily there was wee bungalows across the road. And one of the guys had been watching me for a while, came over and knocked on the window. I think I must have fallen asleep in the car. Because I came out of the tattoo studio at 6:30. He came out of his house, knocked on the window, said, "Are you alright?" I remember, couldn't look at him or anything, but I said to him, "No, I'm not alright. I can't find my phone. I obviously can't drive. I'm from Bangor." I got out of the car and he got my phoned my partner at the time, and they had to come up and pick me up in a taxi.
It swelled up.
So close. And then
Proper clothes.
for 3 days couldn't open my eyes, and all that stuck in my mind was what Badger had said to the tattooist that done me was, he can go blind. And they had to go and get me ice packs and freeze cucumbers. My eyes were just burning constantly. I couldn't even go to the toilet on my own. The kids used to have to take me up by the hand to the toilet and say, "Right, you're there," to be able to go to the toilet.
How did you get home?
From Belfast. They had to come up in a taxi.
Yeah,
and take me back home.
Holy shit. So he didn't brief you? He didn't say...
No.
It's probably the first time that he's done.
Honestly, I think it was possibly the first time he had done anything like that. I already had a few tattoos in the face, because I know tattoos can be funny. When somebody wants a face tattoo, they don't really want it, but once you've got quite a few tattoos the fundamentals of it are there. I think it was the nose, the eyes, and a bit of shading that I was looking done, so got done, but just a complete shock, mad, crazy, and most people, I'll never get that done again. I don't think.
And because this is quite a wholesome show. I'll not ask you, is everything done?
Yeah.
So moving on.
We'll leave that one there.
We'll leave that
Let's
one
just
for
them 2%.
There's the
2% back covered.
So, born and raised in Bangor. Went to Strangford. Started knocking out some dishes and Woolsies, blah blah blah.
Well, I actually left Bangor. I was away from Bangor for 10 years.
Oh?
Yeah, so I left Bangor, lived up in Belfast and Carrickfergus.
Oh, very good.
When I worked in Bourbon, I lived in Belfast up on Ravenhill Road and lived in Carrickfergus and worked, and then actually in 2010 moved to Liverpool for 5 years.
Oh.
Thinking, I just thought I'd gained as much experience as I could in Belfast, and back in the day Belfast didn't have all these fancy restaurants they have now. It was just your standard restaurants, and I thought I really want to better myself. I'd been to Jamie Oliver in London, that gave me a real inspiration and an eye-opener to what food can be, how creative food can be. You're not just doing American fried chicken, and you're not just doing
banging burgers out or
cream sauces, so I was like, right, I want to expand. Stupidly though, my heart led with my head at the time, because I supported Liverpool. I was like, let's go Liverpool. So me and my brother both went, both being chefs, but Liverpool was catering to students. It was all what they call Yatesies and Wetherspoons. So many meals for a tenner. So I went there and
as opposed to London.
Exactly.
For example.
Yes, instead of going I should have went to London. That's a regret I have. I didn't go to there. Or didn't go to France. Maybe didn't go to France, and learn like a real creative culinary experience in a different country. I went to Liverpool and was just banging out food. Yes, I worked in a couple of good restaurants like Bistro Frank and all. But again, it was just catering for students. So I went there. And
you didn't get that mentor?
No, I never got what I was looking for.
Yeah.
And I got fed up. So after 5 years, I thought, right, I can't do this anymore. I want to go back to Belfast. I miss my family. I was homesick. Because I was working as a chef, I wasn't getting home for Christmas. So my brother left Liverpool early. He had enough a few years before me and moved back. So at Christmas I was on my own. I had nobody around me. I was in Liverpool on my own. Spend Christmas Day on my own.
Again, that's maybe another seed.
Yeah, well, possibly. Because I was on my own.
And you know what that feels like.
Yeah, and I wasn't.
And no one turned up to help.
No. I even as a chef, I wasn't going out and buying myself a turkey and a gammon. I just had a basic. I got a bit of a roast of a beef joint.
Yes.
And I just done beef and potatoes with a bit of gravy for my Christmas Day dinner. So I missed out on all that.
Absolutely.
There was 5 years that I missed out on, and regretted it and just thought, no, I can't do this anymore. I miss my family and all. I want to move back home, so moved back to Carrick then. Had a job straight away because my brother moved back a couple of years before me. He was living in Carrick, had a job. because we're in the same career, he was like, come back home, there's a job here waiting for you.
Perfect.
Real good job. And I thought, well, I can't turn that down. So
what's your favourite food? What's your, you know...
See, that's all people ask.
Or is cooking a certain meal better, but it's not your favourite meal? You know,
I love the very basics, and it brings me back to my childhood. My favourite meal, better than steak or fillet or beef Wellington or anything, is sausages, potatoes and beans.
I know.
Salt and pepper, loads of salt and pepper. I love that. I would eat that 3 or 4 times a week. But as a chef, the most enjoyable meal I can have is when somebody else cooks for me.
Oh really?
Yeah, because see when you stand and cook, see by the time you've stood and cooked the dinner,
you don't want to eat.
You're not hungry.
I know.
And you end up
Tommy
just picking.
says that.
You just end up picking.
You're picking as well.
Yeah, make sure
it's
things taste right, and then by the end of it, you're just like, I prefer somebody to eat this and enjoy it, so you let the family do that, and then, yeah, so when you come home from work and somebody's made you a meal,
perfect. It
you
doesn't
enjoy
matter
it.
what it is,
Yeah, it doesn't. Like I've gone to my mum's and she's made me sausage, potatoes and beans, and there's no butter or cream in the potatoes. But it's the best food I've ever had. Yeah. Like, it's not the standard I would serve in a restaurant.
No.
But I eat every single bit of it and really, really enjoy it.
Got you.
So to me,
Tommy, she cooks at home, and she always says that.
She
always says that. Like,
it's completely true, yeah.
So, where did your drinking career start?
Well, probably when I was young as well. I actually remember one memory. I started before this, but I remember back at the Millennium Party in 2000. Mm-hmm. We lived in Robson Crescent, big street, and quite a well-off part of Bangor, obviously being Ashbury. Yeah. And luckily we had a few police that lived in our street, and they got cones.
Luckily?
Well, in one set, back then, because I was a kid, it was luckily. They brought police cones back and cordoned off the whole road. And we had a street party, we had tables all out in the street, big massive. And I remember the alcohol was all hidden in one of the guys' garage, and all the kids of the street nipped over to the garage and were stealing drink, and we got half cut, and I think it just formulated from there. And I would never have been a massive drinker, only recently.
Yes.
Like, especially with Jess being so unwell, I was driving all the time.
Yes, of course.
When Jess wasn't well, that's why I choose tattoos rather. I didn't turn to drink or drugs because I couldn't, because if Jessica was at home and needed to be rushed to the hospital, I was only one driving. If I was working, as soon as I finished work, all I wanted to do was get in that car and drive up to Royal Victoria Hospital to see the child. And then by the time I got home, it didn't even cross my mind to drink. No. So drinking was never really a thing for me. It just came about recently because the kids are a bit more settled.
Yes.
And it's just a form of relief after working. And
I'm forcing you to.
No, well, I wouldn't say you're forcing me. It's going down well enough, like, but yeah.
Because Bangor, this is part of everybody says to me, Bangor shit, and I'm like, well, with the greatest of respect, you need to go and live in some other towns around Northern Ireland before you realise what you have, on your doorstep. Because I remember when I moved up here, you had what was it, half price wine nights on a Monday, belter, and that was after you were out Friday, Saturday, Sunday anyway, so it was a nice wee Monday was a warm down party. So you might have recovered on the Tuesday. It was students' night on a Wednesday, and then fucking Thursday club. And then bang, you're into the weekend again. It was fucking brilliant. Like, it's obviously over the last couple of years, it hasn't really, Betty Black's era, was good fun, too. Like, shout out to Michael. But it is a good wee town for socialising. Like, it really is. Like,
although I've lived in Belfast, Carrick, Liverpool, all the rest, a couple of different areas in Liverpool, Bangor has a real sense of community. Yeah. Which I think the rest of the world or the rest of the UK seems to be dwelling out of. It doesn't seem to be any people aren't looking out for each other anymore. No. And from doing this, the Tattooed Santa, it's really restored my faith in people because the amount of people willing to help and willing to do things to help me help others, it's overwhelming.
It is, it's a special kind of thing that you're doing. Like, there's so many, like I was saying earlier, like the invisible kind of Mexican wave of kindness that you're creating, you're causing. You are and one of those waves of that kind of Mexican wave ripple effect of kindness that you're creating is that community spirit again.
Yeah.
You know, because we live in a wee cul-de-sac, and all our neighbours, they're dying. You know what I mean? The last couple of years, all our wee old elderly neighbours, are dying. But me being, me, like I'd leave the house and not lock the door. That kind of thing. Like, and all our wee neighbours would be like, Garth, lock that door, and I'm like, I'll be alright. But what I'm trying to say is that community where your neighbour looks out for you, it is fucking dying out. So unless there's more people with hearts of gold like yourself doing their fucking bit. Nobody really does their bit anymore. That kind of thing. Is it because life's getting harder? I think so. Because people are people. I think people are fundamentally good. But life's getting fucking harder, I think. It's getting more complicated.
It definitely is.
It's getting more harder. Money doesn't go as far anymore. There's not as many opportunities. I don't know. Maybe it was harder before. I don't know. It just, maybe you get to a certain age in life and you start to see things differently. I don't know. But, we definitely need more tattooed fucking Santas.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
There's only one of me. Touch wood. I kind of hope there's no more of me, because it'll kill me off.
Let me say, we need more people with your heart.
Yeah.
Do you know
it's okay people saying that sort of thing, but honestly, I see all that because when I put posts up asking for people to help me, I'm inundated with it, so I see all the people willing to help.
Brilliant.
And without that support, without the support of the community, this sort of thing wouldn't happen.
Correct.
I see myself as the face of it all, and I get myself out there, but it's all the people that you don't see, and it's usually the people that have the least help the most. It's type of thing. It's the people that aren't really well off themselves, but they're so willing to go out and buy extra presents when they're doing stuff.
Brilliant.
And contribute.
All those people, need to give themselves a pat on the back. Like, they really do.
Well, I tell them all, you need to wake up on Christmas Day and take a lot of pride in yourselves that you know, because I always put posts out there saying how many people was helped, whether it be fed or with toys for the kids or whatever. When you see that, you take a lot of pride. It doesn't matter where somebody's donated £20 or £1,000.
Yeah.
Everyone's exactly the same. Without those small things or the bigger things, it
all
wouldn't be
snowballs.
possible.
It all
Just it wouldn't happen. So I see all that. It's different for other people because they obviously don't. But I see it all because I put the message out there, and I'm the one that's being inundated with, Chris, I really want to help you this year.
Yeah.
I want to do this, or I'll buy this toy, or I'll donate this money.
They're all getting a big shout out now.
Yeah, every single one of them.
Absolutely.
And so many businesses this year, because this is the first year in the 6 that I've done it where I've actually launched an appeal. Numbers just got so high, so we had spoken about it earlier. The first year it was 8 dinners, and then in 2021 it grew to 16. Then 2022 it grew to 32. Then the following year it was 56, which was manageable for me. 56 was a lot of work, but it was manageable. But then it took a massive jump between 23 and 24, where I done 198 meals last year. So it
on your own?
On my own. So it was doubling. So it went 8, 16, 32. So every year doubled. And then all of a sudden
quadrupled.
It got to 56, and it jumped from 56 to 198. And I think so far at the minute in my book I have 246. So it just shows you the need and the growth of it all. And last year I helped 7 children with their presents.
As well, on top of
this
all
year,
the meals?
This year, I'm doing 20 children across 8 families.
Wow.
And a lot of people do say to me, well, how do you know these people are genuine or not? It's
well,
kind of easy.
Question.
Yeah, well, it's kind of easy for me.
It's hard.
If people message me and they're saying, hello Chris, we're struggling this year, we can't afford to buy any toys, that came off my we can't afford to buy the kids any toys. My son's asked for a PlayStation 5, or he's asked for a iPhone 17. I'm kind of like,
oh really?
That's a bit sus. See the genuine ones, they'll message me, I'm really sorry Chris to contact you, I've seen your post, you helping families out, I have 3 kids, this has happened to my husband, or I'm not with my husband, or I'm not with my wife, or my wife has passed away. My children are in the same school shoes as they were last year. can you help? It usually starts around with, can you help us with dinners this year? Because I can't afford, when I go shopping, I can't afford to buy food.
It's
covering
toy
Christmas dinner.
or food.
Yeah, so
Fuck me.
so that introduces me to them, and then I'll always say to them, well, look, are you struggling? What are the kids getting for Christmas this year? Oh, they'll get nothing. I'll leave a selection box out, or I'll get them usually something small. So I'm like, no, well, I can't have that. I wouldn't like my kids to be in that position. Get me a list of what they want, and usually 9 times out of 10,
you get there in the end kind of process.
well, yeah, usually they'll message me and say, right, okay, well, can you get pajamas? Can you get slippers? Can you get shower gel for my son?
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing, and I'm always like, well, hang on, where's the toys in the list? And they're like, well, they don't need toys. I can't afford necessities that they need. Never mind toys. And I'm like, but hang on, this is why I do this. I do this so the kids can get things that they wouldn't be able to get otherwise.
I love it.
So give me the toys, and then even at that, it's usually, okay, get Lego sets or get some makeup for my teenage daughter. And I'm like,
they're not coming straight
no,
in with the big,
well,
big ticket
I'll
stuff.
say to them, well, where's the big item? Oh, they don't need a big item. And it's me, I always say to them, look, I have 2 girls myself.
Yeah.
Every child, when I remember going back, as we talked about it earlier, having good Christmases, we always got a big toy when we were a child.
Yeah,
there was always that one big fundamental
your
present
main one
that we really, really wanted.
Yeah.
So I was like, I need that. Whether some people will tell me it, some people won't. If they don't tell me it, then I kind of guess, right, well,
what's trending.
Yeah, if it's a 13-year-old boy, well, I'm going to go and buy him a new phone.
Yes.
Not a massively expensive phone, maybe a phone at £200,
Yeah.
which I know is a lot of money.
Yeah.
But considering some of the gifts that people want,
Of course.
can be 5, 6, up to £1,000 they're asking for, so a phone at £200 to me is reasonable.
Absolutely.
And it means if I have to go into my own pocket to buy it, I will, because it gives me so much pride on Christmas Day knowing that child's there making it up. Probably never expected to get the Lego sets or this or that, but it's now woke up to a brand new Samsung phone, because I remember when I was a kid, that was what phones were new, mobile phones were a new thing. I'm waking up to get a mobile phone and setting it up and all.
So tell me this, why it's on my mind.
Yeah.
Is there a moment where you, like, say Christmas, is there a time, say Christmas Day, where you know what child has got what present by now, and you get that?
It's usually Christmas Eve.
It's Christmas Eve.
It's because I know
It's
the
coming.
parents. Well, I know the parents are now going through everything I've gave them, and they're setting it. Either a lot of them seem to set it out in the sofa rather than wrapped.
Yeah.
The big item will be wrapped, but it's usually set out, and I'm usually sitting at home thinking,
You get that. You go, wow. You
yeah,
get that.
they're putting all those presents out there.
Yeah,
right
and
now.
you know then that the kid's getting it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you get your buzz at Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
What's that feel like?
Great.
I
I think it's one of those things. Nothing, you'll never get it from anything else. It's one of them things, just no one. And it doesn't seem to matter. It's the same now as it was 3 or 4 years ago, because I originally only started with the dinners and the toys sort of progressed in with. But it doesn't matter whether you're helping 2 or 3 children, or as again this year 20.
Them all out.
Exactly.
You just have that wee moment to yourself where you go.
Well, I feel like Santa Claus. See, when I go with my car,
I'm looking at you and I'm thinking that's exactly how Santa would feel.
It is when my car's full of all these toys. And I rock up to their house and sneaking it all out, because the kids are there. The kids can't know I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Getting all the toys out of the car, carrying all the bags up. Yeah, you get
brilliant.
A lot from it.
You get that buzz that you would imagine Santa gets.
Yeah.
You're getting it.
And that's why I am.
The tattoo Santa,
yeah.
Absolutely.
That's where it comes
fucking
from.
remarkable.
Yeah.
So we've done the start, we've done the middle. Subject to tattooed Santa. What's the future hold for Chris?
Well, by the looks of things, it's just growing. It's starting to just get out of hand now. Like I was alright when I was doing 16 or 56 meals, but now you're talking like 246 dinners is like a full restaurant, and to do that you have a full brigade of chefs.
And you're doing that in your kitchen, not
doing that all for myself. Like this will be the first year.
Dinner beer.
Perfect. Yeah. Obviously I'd done the numbers last year, but I massively struggled. Like as I was saying to you earlier, like the cooking part of it's easy for me.
Yes.
It does get difficult now when you're starting to do these sort of numbers, 250 people or whatever. But the difficult part for me is, and the hardest part, and most stressful part is now.
is this time making sure I have enough food containers ordered, making sure I have enough turkeys ordered. Because the worst thing is to get the week before Christmas and to realise I don't have enough food, and it's never happened. Touch wood, it never will happen. But that's why it becomes so stressful. Cheers. That's why it becomes so stressful, is making sure everything's in place so I'm able to cater for all this.
And tell me this: is there anything that could be of use to you this year? Is there anything you need? Any help?
Well, there's still
delivery drivers.
Yeah, well, delivery drivers is always. Up until last year, I done all the deliveries last year. So last year, we never spoke about this. I finished work at 2 o'clock, and I was out from 2 o'clock in the afternoon to 11:30 at night, delivering all them meals on my own.
Yeah. And you want them delivered fucking warm.
Well, I was so. To be honest, I was so upset on Christmas Day because Jessica, my eldest daughter, was phoning me every half an hour on Christmas Eve. Daddy, when are you coming home? Santa's coming here tonight. I'm waiting for you to come home. I want you to kiss me before I go to sleep. When I got to home at 11:30 at night, they were all in bed sleeping. And I felt so guilty. I lay there thinking, I didn't get to see my kids before I went to bed. I was out delivering, and yes, they understand that what I'm doing, because actually 2 years ago when we were doing the plating the dinners up, Jessica puts gloves on and we'll put the Brussels sprouts and the cocktail sausages in the containers. And I'll never forget, she looked up at me and she said to me, because we put 2 big pasting tables out in my kitchen and put Christmas tablecloths over the top, and she looked up at me and she says to me, with her illness, and at the time she wasn't feeling great either, she looked up at me and she says to me, Daddy, I'm so proud that you're able to help all these people. That's always stuck with me, and that's always in the back, because
job done as a dad.
Yeah, if my daughter's proud of me, I've done my job as a father, like, so I've got to keep doing that. So I felt so guilty that I wasn't able to be there for her, because Christmas Eve you should be watching Christmas movies.
I know.
Like, give your kids a kiss goodnight and all that, and I missed out on all that last year. Partially because I just didn't expect numbers to grow so high, and I always have people offering to help with deliveries and help with this and that, and I'm always like, no, look, I'll do it myself. Because I'm a perfectionist, and I'm so worried that people are going to get food mixed up. I'm worried that
they didn't get the gravy.
On Christmas Day, people message me and say, Chris, we're a family of 5 and you've only delivered a family of 1.
And no gravy.
And then what are they going to do? But I had a good plan last year with delivering, where everything, I bought big massive bags, real extra strong bags, and everything was put in the bag except for the slur and the dessert. And then I wrote labels out. I bought labels and wrote the name, address and how many meals were in it, and stuck it on the bag.
Perfect.
And then because I'd done that, I realised this year, look, if I do that again this year and get people to help me, they can't get it wrong. Because if I give them a list of names, addresses and an area, so this year I'm going to do Bangor and Dundonald and Hollywood, and then give like Newton Ards to somebody, Portavogie to somebody, Donaghadee to somebody else.
It's all compartmentalised.
Because I was doing so many deliveries last year, and they all get bottles of slur. The slur was all clunking on the back of I'm driving around, and one bottle of slur actually broke. Because it's alright when you've got a full case, but once you start taking 2 or 3 bottles out,
and it's all
and I'm driving down country lanes and all.
Slur's one of those nostalgic.
Yes,
it
has
to everybody back. It has to be slur. So, do you need any help this year?
Well, I'll always take help as far as delivery drivers go, because a lot of people have messaged me this year anyway, and I've said yes, I would love you to help me with deliveries, but you don't know what's going to plan out in their life. Something could happen on Christmas Eve.
So the delivery drivers is important.
Delivery drivers.
You win some, you lose some.
Yes, I just like to have a backup plan.
Absolutely.
Like I do with everything else. So this year I'm over ordering with food containers and bags, knowing that, well, I'm going to be able to use this next year. I'd rather have too much than not enough. The same with delivery drivers. I'd rather having too many and say to people, look, I don't need you, go and enjoy Christmas Eve, rather than going, hang on a minute, I'm going to have to go out and do Ballyhalbert.
Is there a time that you want finished by for Christmas Eve? So even if we do get a couple of delivery drivers, they'll be home for 8.
That would be ideal. As I say, last year I was out so late because I was doing it all on my own. It was 11:30 before I done Ballyhalbert, Ballyrobert, and then got back
and this is the toys or the meals?
The meals. So the toys, the toys this year, I want to have all the toys delivered by next week. Because I need, my house is 1, it's like a grotto. 2, I have 20 kids that I'm trying to organised for. And I ask people always say to me, do you want them wrapped? And I say to them no, because I prefer for the parents to know what I'm giving them.
Yeah.
If I give them a load of wrapped presents, the chances are the parents might open it all to see what's inside it, have
So
a bit of a
extra
clue.
time.
Yeah. So I want to have all the toys done and dusted by next week, and that gives me
Let the
2
parents
weeks.
do the
Yeah,
thing, do the
that
thing.
gives me 2 weeks to concentrate on the dinners, because it takes so much time and effort. I need that bit of time just to have the toys out of the way, know that I've sorted all of them.
Done and dusted,
Yeah.
closure.
If there's anything missing, the parents can message me and say, oh Chris, you got us pyjamas for 2 of the kids, but one of the kids don't have pyjamas, and I'm able to say, right, what size? Go and buy it, get it to them.
So what does it look like for you? Do you get up that morning and go, right, I need to start? What does that look like?
On the day of the toys?
Yeah, no, not the,
Or
the
dinners?
The dinners. What does that look like?
Well, usually it's a progressive thing of 4 days of planning. So
Even before you start to cook?
Yeah. Like, because I have a Christmas dinner list, a book with all everyone's names and addresses, but it's
Who was naughty and who was nice?
Yeah, well, exactly. It's like the naughty and nice list. It only so happens that everyone in the books has been nice, so
Yes,
that's what they're all getting. But I then have to transfer that onto another piece of paper and break it down into areas and figure out, right, this person lives at that house, and formulate a map of where deliveries are going to go.
Yeah.
So then I have to break that down into another list.
You're like fucking Amazon.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm a bit of Santa and Amazon all
Amazon.
night. Yeah, and as well as your local
Brilliant.
hot food deliveries.
So that's what it looks like from the get go. You're like, right, I need to get this plan together, and then what's the next bit look like?
Cooking,
The cooking
organising.
operation.
Yeah, organising the cooking.
What do you do first?
Yeah.
Peel the fucking potatoes, put
Peeling,
the turkey
peeling,
on.
because I know what you can peel the carrots and parsnips and potatoes, have them in water,
And you
cold
sit and
water
peel them,
for
or
a
have you got a
day.
wee machine for it? I know there's a machine that can peel.
Yeah, well,
One of them would be handy.
usually it's all done
By
by hand. But luckily this year, obviously being a kitchen manager in a care home, I'm thankful I'm able to take just the potatoes in the work, because I think there's 100 kilo of potatoes this year to do, which is 4 25 kilo bags. So be able to do that and work.
in the machine. Fuck
Yeah,
it.
and
That's
it's
a blessing.
needed. It's needed.
Did
And
you have it last year?
no, everything was done. Yeah, everything was done
Unbelievable.
at home. It's just trying to even mashing. You imagine mashing 50
Oh,
kilo
no.
potatoes in
Jesus.
pots, like, so. Obviously, it wasn't all done in one
So
go.
like moving forward, there would be a great need for some mechanical fucking tools like to
Yeah,
get
yeah.
this shit, to get this up.
Yeah, and or ideally, but this is where it becomes very difficult, because
Yeah.
ideally I would like to use like a commercial kitchen to be able to
Yeah,
do
well,
all
of
that,
course.
because it's needed now.
It's needed.
But they're all so busy at this time of year.
themselves.
They're all so it's so hard.
Or are they? Is there a commercial kitchen out there
That would
somewhere that would
be available?
fucking come
Yeah,
in
that
handy?
maybe closes a week before Christmas.
Absolutely.
It gives me the 4 days that I'm able to do all that and store it all.
'Cause I actually seen one up for rent
Right?
up in Newton Abbey, I think it was, or whatever. But there is spaces out there that maybe aren't getting used. I seen one up for rent or for sale or whatever. So there's potentially ones out there that aren't even getting used because they're up for sale.
Yeah,
It could
yeah.
maybe help out. But no.
Definitely.
So yeah, moving forward, because let's say in 2 years' time you could be doing 400. Like, come on,
it looks like it's going to be alright. Looks
Yeah.
like it's going to be alright.
So that's what it looks like. You get up, you're fucking peeling, you're getting the potatoes.
Plus working. Like, people have got to remember,
Oh, mate.
it's not like I work, like,
You've a full-time fucking
I'm still
job.
working, yeah.
Oh,
so I'm
shit.
working from 8:30 in the morning to 5 o'clock at night, home at 6.
Then you start
Then I'm doing all the peeling,
the prep.
sitting up, waiting, doing one turkey at a time in the oven, sitting up to 6 o'clock in the morning, and then I'm back at work at
Go to
8:30 the
work.
next day.
Oh,
It's not like I
stop
get
it.
time off, so
No.
usually, and then I'm only off Christmas Day, so I work Christmas Eve, off Christmas Day, back to work Boxing Day. So I've that one day, and last year we didn't actually get our own Christmas Day dinner until 7:30 at night, because my
Wow.
fridges were full of all these meals for everyone else, and I had no space to cook my own turkey and do my own gammon and do everything else, so I had to get up on Christmas morning, enjoy a couple of hours with the kids with the toys, and then do another whole load of roasting turkeys, cooking gammon, doing potatoes, doing carrots, do parsnips,
Wow.
Brussels, doing all that again for our own dinner.
So there is a big sacrifice involved in all
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know, there is you're paying the price here for to be able to do this.
I see it. My family are paying the price. The kids, like they understand what I'm doing, but they don't physically see the difference it makes. Where I do, like, but yes, I do pay a price, but they are suffering. Like, they should have been having their Christmas Day dinner at 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, like everyone else. Not daddy's going back in the kitchen because he's cooking again, like again.
But I think at the same time, you know, reflecting back as a kid, everything just gets so robotic. I think it's also like could be seen as a big adventure every year, you know, for the kids too. Like because it's not as if, you know, like the kids are young enough, and then, you know, daddy started doing, you know, the Secret Santa or the tattooed Santa thing. It was like they've always known you as that. It's a big kind of it's a big adventure maybe at Christmas, you know, because we're maybe comparing it to like our Christmases, you know, and then, you know. But I don't know. The kids might just see it as...
Well, they love it whenever it comes to dishing all the food up.
Yeah.
Because they're getting their gloves on. Even Hayley last year, gloves on, and I'm telling them, right, this many Brussels sprouts. Hayley's coming 4 in April, so she's 3 coming 4.
She's loving it.
Jess is 9, like, so if this is the 6th year, Jess has been doing this since she was 3.
Yeah,
same age as what Hayley is now.
I think they love it.
Well, they love putting all the food in and sealing it and seeing all that and seeing all the food, but I think it takes away from their Christmas. I'm not there to take them to see Santa, for example, because Daddy's so busy cooking and Daddy's and that's why I'm so thankful this year about the Tattooed Santa Christmas appeal, because I haven't had to work 7 days a week. I've been able to have 2 days off. I've been able. Yes, I'm still a bit busy because I'm collecting stuff.
And is that like a GoFundMe or a Just Giving thing?
Yes, well, there's GoFundMe or people donating on my PayPal or businesses. So many businesses this year.
You gotta get me them.
Yeah, so many businesses have taken on buckets. So we've got buckets now in the community. I think there's 25 with my logo and all on it in their shops and cafes and vape shops. And people are then donating, and a lot of people that donate will message me and say, "Seen your bucket in Touch a Class, for example, or one of the cafe tastes," and I donated into it this year. And honestly, though, see, without that, this year would not be. If it wasn't for this Tattooed Santa appeal, it would not be happening this year because numbers are just out of control. I can do the cooking, but I just can't self-fund all this anymore. It's taken away too much from myself and my family.
Could you possibly need people to go to the shops to buy the toys?
Yeah, well, a lot of people do that, as I say today.
You've got a wee bit
I put posts out. A lot of people contact me and say, right, what toys do you need and what age group, and I tell them. And then I had to message everybody a day to say, look, I've only got the next week now, I need all the toys here because I need to get them delivered so I can concentrate on the meals. And I think today there was 5 or 6 people called over. My living room is literally full now with bags of toys and all. But to me that's what it's all about.
It's magical though.
Every child, they should get a lot of toys. Like, yes, you can possibly give them too much, but this is a one-off thing. I only help each family once, so next year it's somebody else. Because there's always new people coming along. So to me this is a one-off thing, so they really get spoiled, and it just makes their Christmas. But this year totally would not be possible without both people, just local people like yourself and me, outbuying toys and presents, or big companies donating money, or people putting buckets in their shops for other people to donate. It just wouldn't be happening. So
how many people, you know, are contributing? You know, because, you know, there's some community spirit there.
I'd say talking around 100, upwards of 100.
Amazing. And here's the thing, see, like mainstream media, they have a fucking lot to answer for, don't they? See, you're like fucking, I don't watch TV anymore. You know, if I have my own YouTube channels that I like to watch, and when I get some free time I'll crash on the sofa and watch my wee YouTube channels that I like, you know. But it wasn't too long ago I put normal TV on, you know, like we grew up with fucking channel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kind of thing. And I switched it on, you know, just for a bit of crack there, not that long ago, just to see, you know, what was on or whatever, because as I say, I don't watch TV, normal TV, and it just happened to be the news was on. I swear to fuck, the fear of God was in me after about 5 minutes. Murders, rapes, fucking bank robberies, it was fucking, I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
They're banging that shit out constantly, scaring the shit out of you.
Yeah.
I honestly turned it off after 5 months. It was the news, and she never fucked up about, paedophiles and murderers.
Yeah.
And I was like,
it's true though.
Bush, you know what I mean? Why are they not talking about this? Over 100 people fucking doing their bit in the local community for, tattooed Santa / what you're representing.
Yeah.
There's fucking parents out there don't have fuck all for their kids' Christmas. And just from a human point of view, what must that feel like?
Yeah.
What must that feel like? And it's always left to, people like you to sort it out.
Yeah.
Look, what's the world fucking coming to? Like,
It is, man. It's
what-
crazy.
It's crazy.
Times, just the way times, and it seems to have got a lot worse since COVID. Everything.
fuck,
Like,
man,
you
it
can't
got
get
worse.
doctor's appointments. You
No.
can't get this and that, and it's got so much worse
It's
since
getting
then.
fucking worse.
Yeah.
There has to be
The
like,
cost of living of
cost
just
of living.
Yeah, it's
Fucking
gas, electric, food, and
all the basics.
there's so
Not the basics, the fundamentals of life.
Yeah.
They put the cost up.
yeah. Well, that's it. The problem with modern living is the pressure. There's
Constant-
so much pressure now.
Every angle.
And because of social media and kids go back to school after Christmas and their
Pressure,
peers are saying,
peer pressure.
well, what did you get for Christmas? And the thought that somebody goes back to school and is saying, I got a selection box or I got a pair of slippers,
Yeah.
and these kids are going, well, I got this and I got that and I'm new VR headset.
Yep.
It's the pressure of life now, like, and it's uncalled for, and a lot of it comes from social media as well. Social media has done wonders, because I wouldn't be in the position I'm in
It's a
doing
blessing
this.
and a curse.
Yeah,
kind
without
of thing.
social media, but at the same time, it causes so many problems,
So
especially
many
for
problems.
the young kids.
I just think, a lot of people, there needs to be, this community spirit going on at the minute, it needs to be talked about more.
Yeah,
It lifts
definitely.
people's
It needs to be
spirits.
highlighted.
Highlighted. The
Definitely.
spotlight has to be on it.
Yeah.
Because you're doing your thing, and there's over 100 people supporting you doing your thing. It's a fucking amazing thing.
Yeah.
But you'll never, unless it's all these like wee independent kind of podcasts, I guess, etc. The mainstream media would not want it spoke about.
Yeah.
And that fucking, it's almost like the opposite type of people than you. If you're selfless, and generous and, big heart of gold, etc., and salt of the earth type of guy from the community, it's like, there has to be, like, what kind of cunt is the opposite of you?
Yeah.
That are running these big mainstream kind of, media channels, and it's like, no, we'll not be talking about the Tattoo Santa this year.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about fucking, there was a murder there last week. Really.
Yeah.
I want it talked about on every news channel 5 times a day for the next fortnight.
Yeah.
Like, what the
Like
fuck?
installing fear into you.
Installing fear
Yeah.
constantly.
Yeah.
So we're going to spread Christmas fucking cheer, man.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's our fucking mission this year.
Definitely.
But I was over the moon whenever I asked you to come on, like, you said yeah, like, because as I say, I've cleaned your sofa a couple of times the last couple of years, and I've only been tinkering about with this wee podcast, fucking YouTube channel thing for a couple of years.
And you've done a great job with the sofa, man.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Here, you heard it here first.
Yeah, the sofa was great.
But I wanted to ask you then, and then I wanted to ask you last year, and then I was thinking about asking you this year. And then it was obviously you got in touch again, and I said, because as I say, nothing happens overnight. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's taken you 6 years to kind of get your organisation skills together, and get your cooking prep, plan together and stuff. This wee podcast of mine's only a couple of years old, but I literally started off with fuck all, my phone. And every year you kind of add to it. Like all these, cameras and lights and, stuff, like, I didn't start with them, so I kind of was insecure about my wee podcast. And I knew my vision and what I wanted to do and stuff, but, you're not quite there yet, so you're scared to ask people to come on per se, and but you were one of the ones that I wanted to ask, like 2-3 years ago, like.
Yeah.
Do you know
I
what
think
I mean?
this is the right time for it, because
It happened very naturally.
Yeah.
Even for you.
Yeah, and things are just
growing for me,
Yeah.
and it's getting where I was, as you say, I was still quite new to doing all
What
the
you were
tattoo
doing.
Santa a few years ago, and I was learning and making mistakes and recovering from it.
Absolutely.
Where now I've learned from all that, and I seem to.
You found your
But I learn every single year. Every
Yeah.
year it gets different because
Yeah.
obviously numbers are growing. So you're
Absolutely.
constantly evolving and learning. As I say, up the last year I was doing everything, but this year I've decided I have to take a step back from deliveries and from paying all the money towards it all.
Yeah.
So I've had to, and that was very, very tough for me because it's not easy to ask people to either put a bucket out there or ask people, look, can you make donations this year towards
Yeah.
it? Because I'm a very proud man. I work very,
Absolutely.
very hard, earn
Yeah.
money, took a lot of pride in paying for it all myself. But
of course.
the realisation of not being able to do it anymore and my own family, my own girls suffering because of it
Yeah.
was what gave me the drive to go, nah, hang on a minute.
We could delegate a bit here.
Let's accept a little bit of the help that was always there,
Yeah.
but I never accepted it, so let's just accept it a little bit. But
Yeah.
this is the right time to do something like this, and,
Yeah.
and just to clear the story up, because all the papers put different stories out in the
Yes,
papers, whether it
yes.
be, oh, Chris started in 2021, he started in 2020, he's doing X amount numbers. You're hearing it here today from the horse's mouth. I physically
Absolutely.
doing it, and I'm the one going through it all, so
Perfect.
hopefully everyone's learnt a little bit.
Yeah, and you know, as I say, I always say in my wee show, fall 7 times, get up 8.
Yeah.
You know, and me and you've sat here, and I've been, you know, really relaxed, because once upon a time I'd have been sitting, you know, is that still recording? You know, is the battery run out? You know, there's so many having a crack at something. There's so many insecurities. There's so many unforeseen mistakes you're going to happen. There's so many bits and bobs you need, and there's so much help and support that you need as well. And you never ask. And whereas, you know, my wee show, I've got my lights, I've got my cameras, I've got my format, you know, the setup and stuff, and I can now also sit here comfortably and, you know, enjoy getting to see behind the curtain, you know, of the tattooed Santa, like, and it's been super cool, mate. And what I can honestly say, from the bottom of my heart, since we've been chatting, I haven't even noticed the tattoos on your face.
Yeah. So many people say that.
It's
People that I work
quite
with say that. I forget I've got tattoos.
I've totally forgot too.
I forget.
But once you get to know the person, fuck, that's a weird experience, isn't it?
Yeah.
Once you get to know the person and you start chatting to you, your mannerisms, you know, your tone of voice, your eye contact, how you move. You don't even see the tattoos. Isn't that weird?
You're just a normal person.
You're just
and
a
it,
normal bloke.
and it helps people to realise that don't judge a book by its cover.
Absolutely not.
Everybody's different, like everyone's different and has their own way of coping with things.
Of course.
And it's just one of them things, yeah.
Yeah,
But it's
powerful.
life. But that's what I tell everybody. I help all these people every year, but I get more from doing this than what I given. Do you know what I mean? Because it helps to change all the perceptions. People no longer see me as the guy with all the tattoos in his face. People now say, where's the tattooed Santa who's out helping all these people?
Yeah.
So they see past the tattoos, they realise that I'm still just a normal person.
Yeah.
But my tattoos are just a way of that I've coped with things. It was just my way of expressing myself and coping mechanism. So it's just one of them things. And
we're all fucking human.
Yeah, well that's it. Yeah.
We're all human.
I mean, I wouldn't. It's mad though, because without me going through all that with Jessica, when people think about it, without me going through with all that with Jessica and getting all these tattoos, would I still be here as the tattooed Santa? No.
No,
I wouldn't.
You know,
because I wouldn't have the tattoos.
Would you?
Would I be doing it at all? Would I be doing it under a different name or?
Yeah.
But it just seems that the whole thing just seems to fit.
Clicked.
It
The
comes
whole thing's
together.
clicked.
I'm doing exactly what Santa does. I'm covered in tattoos, and it's just
It's
life works its way out for a reason, and it always brings you back to normal.
who you are.
And I'm a better person now today than what I've ever been in my life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Doing all this and helping all these people and being through all the medical issues with my children, it's made me such a better person. And to be able to change people's perceptions of somebody with tattoos. They no longer see as a threat or a bad person or
Yeah,
a scary
gangster.
person. They're now like, well, this guy's out helping people. Like, so
Yeah.
I take so much from that. You know what I mean? And
yeah. It always takes me back to imagining what you feel sitting on Christmas Eve. Like, you must feel like Santa. Like,
yeah, I do. Yeah.
If anybody can imagine what Santa
Would feel like.
you are as close to it as anyone will ever get.
Because
Like,
obviously, because Santa is real.
yeah, of
There
course.
is a Santa
yeah,
out there.
absolutely.
But yeah, I do. Yeah.
You know,
And there's so much pride comes from that. Yeah. There's so much pride.
because you know, you get to stage in life where you're like, you know, people enjoy food, people enjoy alcohol, people enjoy, you know, their thing. You know, but I don't think anything will ever match up to your thing. Like,
No.
it's
Definitely not for me.
that's a
anyway.
unique kind of human experience.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing there, buddy. It's so cool. Like, so moving forward, you know, have you any special thanks that you want to give to anybody? You know,
Yeah, to everybody, to every single person, whether it be somebody that's donated, that's taken a bucket, to a business, even to people who are sharing my story.
yeah,
Without them people, this would not be as big as what it is today. It wouldn't keep growing. Every single person, especially the people that are donating, especially the big businesses that are going, we donate to a charity, and we have decided this year we're going to pick your charity, because
Yeah.
I don't see myself as a charity. This is
No.
the first year
Yeah.
doing all this. I don't see it as a charity, but without that, none of this is possible. I am, as I said before, I am just the front man for it. I'm
Yeah.
the face, yes.
Yeah,
People
you
say, well,
represent
the bigger picture, yeah. People do say, well, you're doing all the cooking. Yes, I do all the cooking, but that is the easy part. It's all this now. It's not so much. But without the funding, without the money and the backing of the community there,
Yeah.
I just wouldn't be able to do it, because
Yeah.
I couldn't cope with the amount
you
of numbers
can't-
that I'm doing.
can't cut
So I
yourself
would have
off.
stopped doing it. So to every single person, doesn't matter whether it's been £5 or £1,000
Yeah.
donation, or buying a toy or pajamas or whatever, every single last bit has
Yeah.
made a massive impact
Big
on all
shout
these
out.
kids. Yeah,
It's
to
like-
every single person that I help every single year. I see it personally. I go and I deliver all the food or
Yeah.
deliver the toys, so I physically see these people. But I tell these people that I go to, this isn't about me, because it's not about me. It's about all these people behind me, all the community.
Yeah.
And I tell every single person, whether it be a dinner or a toy that I deliver to, if it wasn't for the community being behind me the way it is,
Brilliant.
this wouldn't be happening. So it's to every single person, and also my family, of course, because
Absolutely.
they have sacrificed the most.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they are not getting the time with me that
Yeah.
they would have, so they sacrifice so much that I'm able to do this.
Brilliant.
But every single person.
And ultimately, let's not forget Linda.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, this year everything I'm doing is for Linda and carrying forward. It'll always be the same. Linda's been a massive supporter, and her family. My GoFundMe last week when Linda passed was a 1,500, and I think because of her family sharing it and all, it's increased by 12. It's nearly doubled. £1,200 extras going
Wow.
into it, and without that help and support, and obviously memory of Linda, then I wouldn't be able to go and buy all these extra food containers and
Yeah.
bags and Christmas crackers, because it's not just the dinner they get. They obviously get the food Christmas Day dinner, they get a personalised
Slur.
Christmas card, a bottle of slur, a homemade dessert. This year they're getting a homemade cookie by Rebecca's Kitchen.
Wow.
So there's so much more involved
I
in
love
it. It's everything, and I give them a lot extra, because I want them to be able to have sandwiches on
The
Christmas
experience,
Day
yeah.
or Boxing Day.
Yeah, the
get up.
traditional-
Yeah, because like if
Class.
we do a roast turkey, you've always got
You
extras.
always do the
And
sandwiches.
you always
don't
do sandwiches
It's
the
a
next
nice
day or
wee
later
touch.
at night. So I like them to enjoy that as well. Why should they be missing out on that?
Of course.
Because if they're not eating Christmas Day, or they've got very restricted food for Christmas Day, well, what are they eating on Boxing Day? So
Yeah, they
give
get the
them
full
enough
experience.
so they can have all that. The kids obviously get selection boxes. The
Cracker.
adults, I give them biscuits for the adults and eat as well. So it's
I love it.
every year it grows. I add something onto it. This year it's the cookies. They never got that last year, but they're getting cookies this year, which is extra. So not only do the numbers grow, but what we actually cater for,
What
and
you
what we
can
do,
deliver.
it grows every year as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
I love it, mate. So I just want to thank you for coming on, mate.
yeah.
That was really rewarding from me. You know, to have that conversation with you. I think what we can take away and shout from the rooftops is that community spirit isn't dead.
No, definitely not.
Community spirit
Definitely not.
isn't dead.
This restores the faith
Yep.
in the community spirit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. So here's to many
Yeah.
more, buddy.
Behind the beer and banter, the
Behind the
tattoo
beer and the
Santa.
banter with a tattoo Santa signing off. And where we go, no one knows.
That's it. Bigger and better.
Bigger and better.